Welcome back. It's Dinorah, aka the Southern Belle of the South Bronx. If you're new here, welcome. Today we have another food recipe video. I made a completely dairy-free stovetop mac and cheese, and can I just say, I don't miss the real thing. Now, I'm more of a baked macaroni and cheese type of girl, but there's a restaurant here in New York City called By Chloe, if I'm not mistaken, and they make like they're a vegan fast food-ish restaurant, and they make a stovetop mac and cheese. And I just got this idea. I was like, oh, what if I had a little miso and some Dijon mustard? I looked up her recipe. She uses sweet potato, cashews, and nutritional yeast. I didn't use any of that. I used my favorite cheese. If you haven't seen this recipe here, it's like a Dominican casserole, Dominican pastelón. I tried Vio cheese for the first time, VioLife cheese, and it's delicious, like having the real thing. I'm not vegan, I'm not a vegetarian. I like to eat plant-based for the most part, but I still do enjoy chicken, beef, seafood, all types of fishes. But yeah, let's get straight into this recipe. As always, all my recipes could be found on Whisk. The link is down below in the description. Let's start off with our 5-spice crispy mushrooms. I'm doing half shiitake, half baby portobellos, sliced, not too thin, and we're gonna add some Chinese 5-spice, some cayenne, avocado oil to toss, and we're gonna give this a good mix so that all the mushrooms are covered in our seasoning. And you want to make sure that you're using enough olive oil. You want these to get nice and crispy, even though we're not going to cook them at a high temperature. Just give them a toss, and then we're going to lay this on some parchment paper. I like to do parchment paper because then I don't have to worry about it sticking. And I want everything on one even layer so that everything gets nice and crispy. And again, I'm going in with a little bit more avocado oil in my mister. Roast at 375 for about 25 minutes. Mushrooms basically turn into nothing because they're mostly water. I like to season them at the end. And then this is the pasta that we're going to use for our mac and cheese. It's called Vesuvio pasta. It's shaped like an active volcano in Italy. And I just thought it was the perfect pasta shape to hold all this saucy, cheesy goodness that we're getting ready to prepare. You want to cook it just by the package's instructions. And then these are the cheeses I'm going to use. I thought I picked up the block cheese, but I actually picked up the slices, but it's okay because it's the flavor I wanted, the mature cheddar. I'm also going to use some of the Colby Jack. This is my favorite cheese, the VioLife Dairy-Free Cheese. We're going to use some of the cheddar as well as the mozzarella. So all 4 cheeses by the same brand. They melt deliciously and they taste like the real thing. Here I'm going with some dairy-free butter, some grated garlic, and then a little bit of grated Valdilia onion. I just like the sweetness of this white onion. We're going to saute this for a bit. We're not looking for any color per se. We just want everything to get nice and soft. And then we're going to create a roux, some sort of roux, I think. I never did a roux with plant-based milk, as you'll see here in a second. We're just going to cook some of the flour into the butter. We're going to add some Dijon mustard for flavor. We're also going to add our almond milk. I actually made an almond and kamut milk and my almond cow. It's a plant-based milk machine thing. I'm gonna add some Worcestershire sauce. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm gonna give this a nice stir, and then miso. I love the umami flavor of the miso in this mac and cheese. I just thought it paired perfectly. And we're gonna add a little bit of paprika. This is regular paprika, not smoked, not sweet, just regular. A little cayenne because I like it spicy. Like I said, the roux was not looking too smooth for me, so I just put it in the blender for a bit just to get a smooth consistency so that we can add our cheeses. So we're just going to add our cheese. We're going to whisk the skin. If you see that this is lumpy for whatever reason, throw it back in the blender, but it should melt pretty well. I've used this cheese before in all types of recipes, pizza, casseroles, you name it. See how cheesy and creamy that is? We're going to add our cooked pasta, again, per the package instructions. And we're almost there, y'all. Just going to give this a taste to heat the pasta through. Look how creamy, and look at the cheese sauce and how it just fits into every nook and cranny. I'm telling you, the perfect pasta for this mac and cheese. We're gonna plate up our mac and cheese. Can you believe this is dairy-free? Now, I'm not against real dairy. I'm just lactose intolerant, and it's very painful for me to eat dairy now. So we're gonna add our mushrooms on top. These mushrooms were so delicious, so crispy. I should have made more. Next time I'm gonna make the full package of both. So what you think? Doesn't it look like the real thing? Like the cheese? The only thing is not stringy like dairy cheese would be, but this is just as good. The miso gives it that nice saltiness. The cheese itself is a little salty, not like overly salty. That's the train again. I live in the South Bronx and I live near a subway line. So let's give this a try. This is so good. I know I say that every video, but I just think about stuff. I'm like, oh, that would be good. And I'll have like a list just full of ingredients on an Excel sheet or on the notes on my phone. I come back to it. I put it away for a while, come back, and I'm like, oh, that would make a perfect this or perfect that. And this is just... it's creamy. The mushroom is crispy. Oh, this has cooled down a little bit because I had to set up the camera in my living room to record this part. And this is still like creamy, even if it's like a little cold. Not cold, but it's becoming room temperature. But just the combination of those cheeses, the almond milk that I made in my almond cow, delicious. All right, enjoy the rest of the video. Now I am gonna fry up some chicken later. I'm having this for lunch, but I'm gonna have this again. I'm not gonna record the chicken, or maybe I should. I'm not sure. Let me know down in the comment section below if I should record. It's Dominican fried chicken, so let me know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're enjoying my recipe videos. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Y'all be blessed. Bye.